So welcome students, welcome again to this next video lecture. Previous lecture, video lecture. In that video lecture, we studied the meaning of concepts of human rights. Okay. So right now in this current video lecture, we are going to study the meanings of human rights, definitions of human rights, as well as characteristics of human rights. So what are the meanings, what are the definitions and characteristics? Let us see here in this current video lecture. So see here, Norberto Bobbio is a thinker who stated that we now live, sorry, we now live in an age of rights. Means, for example, if someone has fetched our right, someone has fetched our property, someone has fetched our any content or material or object, that time we stand up for the right, we stand up for the dispute, we stand up for the quarrel, because that thing is belong to you, and someone has unlawfully has fetched that, taken away that, then you stand for your right, you stand for getting that thing back. It means that it is your right. It is your right to possess anything that is belong to you. So he said that Bobbio stated that we now live in an age of rights. Again, a right is a multi-dimensional dynamic concept embracing almost all areas of life like social, cultural, economic, and political fields. Again, according to Professor H.J. Lasky, he says that rights are those conditions of social life. Rights are those conditions of social life without which no man can be his best self. So in those are the such kind of conditions belonging to our social life, and without which we cannot develop our best. Again, Professor Green defines a right as a power claimed and recognized as a contributory to common good. Okay, something will happen as a good, and that good will be happen because of something, and that thing is not a object, but it's a right, and we claim for that thing, and that process is called here human right. Again, human rights are referred as the fundamental rights, basic rights, inherent rights, natural rights, and birth rights. These human rights are rights of exceptional importance and belong to every individual by virtue of being a human. For example, we call ourselves as a good human being. We call ourselves as a social human being, social animal. If we consider these things, then obviously we have some human rights, and those rights are belong to every individual. If I am enjoying the liberty, equality, if I am enjoying the right to speech, then these same rights are belong to other person, and when he takes birth, or she takes birth, or child takes birth, it is applicable to that child. Then these rights are necessary to ensure the dignity of every person as a human being, irrespective of race, religion, language, caste, sex, or any other reason. Okay, means we cannot discriminate. She is male and she is female, she is women, she is black, she is white. So on the basis of these things, we cannot discriminate. If he is black, she is black, so we should not give a right to live in the society to that person. So it is a kind of called a violation of human rights. And if someone has prohibiting to enjoy these basic human rights, then we cannot develop ourselves, we cannot enjoy our dignity, we cannot have the surety of that dignity or respect. So the core of this human rights is to maintain our dignity, to maintain our respect, to give dignity to others as well as to give respect to others on the basis of these uh, uh, basic human rights. Again, the concept of human right is based on the notion of equality of human being. It means that we all are equal, irrespective of the sex, race, religion, language, caste, and so on. Again, the features of human rights are they are universal, incontrovertible, and subjective. Then what does it mean? See here, human rights are universal means they belong to each of us regardless of ethnicity, race, gender, sexuality, age, religion, political conviction, or type of government. Okay, it is universal. Suppose we are belong to our country and we traveling to other country, then there is no any matter of ethnicity, there is no any matter of race, there is no any matter of gender, and irrespective of these or regardless of these things, we can enjoy these basic human rights easily anywhere in the world. So they are incontrovertible, means they are absolute and innate. Again, human rights are subjective, means they are properties of individual subjects who possess them because their capacity of rationality, agency, and autonomy. Again, see here, the notion of universality has been criticized for its blindness towards the issues of cultural differences. Yes, there are some cultural differences, but somehow by observing these cultural differences, those people, the people who are belong to that culture, are somehow are deviated or protected, restricted their basic human rights, not deviated. Their basic human rights are restricted by observing their culture, and that's why the feature of universality is somehow criticized. When again, when human rights are guaranteed by a written constitution, they are known as fundamental rights, because a written constitution is the fundamental law of state. Okay, before adding these basic human rights in the constitution, they were known as basic human rights or natural rights. But when they are added in the constitution, those basic human rights are taken the form of fundamental rights. Then let's see here definitions of S. Kim. He says that human rights are claims and demands essential to the protection of human life and the enhancement of human dignity, and should therefore enjoy full social and political sanctions. Okay, we claim for something. We claim for something means why we claim? We claim to fulfill our needs, and those needs are available in the environment, and because of these needs we live. Okay, and for fulfilling that needs we make demands, and those demands are called here claims. Okay, so those claims and demands are essential to the protection of human life and the enhancement of human dignity, and should therefore enjoy full social and political sanctions. Then Subhash C. Kashyap, who is you may say that he is a criticizer, he is a critic, or he has written several books on constitution. Hmm? What are the things, or what is the process of parliament, or what are the functions of parliaments or other bodies, he has mentioned in his book. So this writer opined that human rights are those fundamental rights to which every man inhabiting any part of the world should be deemed entitled by virtue of having been born a human being. Okay, again, Melanie defined human rights are simply what every human being owes or has or possesses to every other human being, and as such represents universal moral obligation. Then according to Nikhil, human rights are norms which are definite, high priority, universal, and existing and valid independently of recognition or the implementation in the customs or legal systems of particular countries. Then there is an act enabled or enacted in 1993, and its name is the Protection of Human Rights. This protection of human rights states that human rights mean rights relating to life, liberty, equality, and dignity of the individuals, guaranteed by the Constitution or embodied in the international covenants and enforceable by courts in India. So these human rights are enacted, these human rights are enacted in the Indian Constitution as well as on international covenants. International covenants means pacts, you may say in Marathi karar. Okay, so the United Nations Center of Human Rights defines human rights as those rights which are inherent in our nature. Inherent is at the bottom, already existed, inherent in our nature, and without which we cannot live as human beings. Then UDHR, the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, which adopted on 1948, defines that human rights as rights derived from the inherent dignity of human person. So, so far we discussed the meaning, concepts, meanings, several definitions, and on the basis of these previous contents, let's have a look on the characteristics of human rights. So, see here, first one, human rights represent claims which individual or groups make on the society. Human rights represent claims which individual or group make on the society. Second feature is that these rights are inalienable and human beings are entitled to them by birth. Okay, inalienable means we cannot fetch others basic human rights or others rights. So these rights are the basic minimum requirement for survival of human beings in society. Okay, again it's universal in character but not absolute. It is protected and enforced by the authority of the state. Okay, again these rights are meant to uphold human dignity, means for giving the dignity or respect, these rights are available. Then these rights are essential and necessary for the development of the people. Okay, these rights are available, they are essential, these are essential and necessary for the development of the common people. It is a next feature is that it is irrevocable and equal to all. Okay, as we consider ourselves as a human being, we all have same human rights, we all are equal in front of the law as well as in front of these basic human rights. Okay, so these rights are natural rights based on the law of nature. As I said before, we are equal, and that's why we are enjoying these rights as a natural rights. Again, human rights are dynamic and evolutionary in nature. So these are the several characteristics of human rights. So in this current video lecture we have studied or observed the meanings of human rights, definitions of human rights, and characteristics of human rights. So in next video lecture we may come again with different content which is relevant to our syllabus. So till then, have a good day and thank you.